Welcome. I am very happy that we can have this kind of activity, something like volunteering. And I started already a week ago to introduce OpenStreetMap. We don't have a lot of time to speak about this, but in general, this activity or this initiative started 1 year before Google Map. And it started here in this small island, Isle of Wight. So this was first place on the earth where first map was created, OpenStreetMap. So philosophy is very similar to Wikipedia or free encyclopedia. So this is free map. And you can upload data, you can add your data, you can download the data for free. Of course, you need to respect some license. So when you receive data for free, you need to offer for free, and you can see that Europe and well-developed places, they have really very nice maps. So, for example, Valencia, you can see a lot of details. I'm sure more details like in Google Maps, for example. And now, what is the point today? There are still some, we can say, white places. We already know all the world was already, how to say, explored. But we still have like white places in the maps. And for example, we can see here in Africa, in Democratic Republic of Congo. But it is not the case. It is Cameroon. I need to go here. Oh, what is wrong? I am lost in Africa. Here it is, Kinshasa.
Kinshasa.
Yes, so for example, this place, we have here, Lutz, he will tell if it's town or it's a village, but you can see only streets and some gray area. It's like urban area, but without buildings. I already created one building 1 week ago here, this one. And I will introduce you to basics of mapping, how to add other buildings, because it could be very helpful to some humanitarian organizations. For example, in Slovakia, we are helping to Medicine Sans Frontières, to Doctors Without Borders. In Valencia, there is an office of Doctors Without Borders. And this association, they need support in different way. And one way of support is to have maps, to be able better plan activities in a region, to know where are people living and what is approximately size of a village, or what is number of houses there, and they can calculate number of vaccines they need, or they can calculate approximately what could be time of transport, and a lot of things. So it is very helpful for at least this organization, Doctors Without Borders, to have maps, exact maps. And they use maps in OpenStreetMap. So I asked you to create your account for OpenStreetMap. So please log in. You can see this is my name, Marton, TUD. So please log in. I will wait for a while. Log in to this web page. OpenStreetMap. And for example, until you log in, you can see here we have already some possibility to edit, but we will not use this direct possibility directly here, but we will do it in another tool. And this tool name is Humanitarian OpenStreetMap HOT Tasking Manager. So maybe I should use something to show you in bigger letters. Yes, so please put this to your Google Hot Tasking Manager. Or you can put there this address. And this is web application developed for mapping. Maybe steps of missing maps, Mapathons. You can see these steps. We are today in this first step. Remote volunteers trace satellite imagery into OpenStreetMap. So we will use satellite imagery to create buildings. The second step could be that we invite local representatives or contact persons on a place to continue. Because today, of course, you don't know from satellite image, is it school, is it hospital, is it bar or something other. Today we create just buildings. And maybe it's important, the OpenStreetMap and data of OpenStreetMaps, they are stored in OSM data extension, but generally it is XML. And in XML, we can define so-called nodes or ways. So we can have two types of objects, node and way. And for example, way is created by several nodes. And for example, building, it is created usually by 4 nodes. And first and last node in the sequence are the same. So we have 5 nodes in one sequence. And when we have some object, we need to define tags. And for example, for building, it is what we define is key, is building. And then we define value for this building, but value could be like church or school or something else, but we don't know what is it really. We simply write yes. So building, yes. And in the second step, somebody could change it. But for basic orientation, there it is not necessary to define type of building. So for us, key, building, value, yes. And now I can come back to this task manager. Again, you need to sign in. So I will show you how it works. This tasking manager, you can have in English or other languages. So feel free to switch to a language you prefer. I will keep my tasking manager in English, and I can use login. And because I already have my account in OpenStreetMap, I simply press grant access. And after this, I am logged in. So you can see my dashboard or my profile here. But what is important now, we need to go explore projects. You can see a lot of projects here. So in the future, in case you like to help, you have free time, you can map something. For here we have 35 pages of different projects. You can see that it could be different level for mappers. For today, we have beginner mapper. We can select different projects or some profiles, filters. We can sort and so on, but we have our project for today and we have specific number for this project. And this is this project I prepared and I will show this number to you. So our project today is this one. So please, here in a search project, put there this number. And you will find this one project. I will ask my students here in the room something. And what about in Valencia? Did you find it? So are you here in Tasking Manager with this project? I don't know how to ask if I can continue. Yes, okay, Anthony. Yes. Yes, thank you. So I continue. Please select this project. And you can see on the right that it is a project as I already showed in OpenStreetMap in this area. So same area, Kangoo, we have in our tasking manager. Here we have some short description. It is in Democratic Republic of Congo. This project has been set up for SmartSoc project in order to map buildings in the surrounding of Kangoo Reference Hospital in Democratic Republic Congo. We can read more. We have some description and Lutz, he will speak about this association and initiative, Coburger Initiative für Ärzte in Congo. And now we can press this big red button, contribute. Okay, so please use this contribute. And again, we have a new view here. And what we have on the right side, we have areas where you can create your map, your part of map. You can see already somebody is there mapping, so it is locked. If it's white, it is free for mapping, and we already have 3 places ready for validation. So don't worry if you are not sure if you create buildings correctly or if you forget something. There are still some validators and they will update or fix some problems. But now it is important to read instructions on the left. I said we will use satellite imagery, and here we have name of it. Yes, it is default for our task. So we are using Maxar Premium maps. In some cases, we can switch to Bing maps. I will show you how to do this, but it is recommended to use Maxar Premium, and we have task to create buildings. And for today, yes, you can see in description that we can use ID editor or JOSM editor, but all of us, we will use only ID editor for now. So we will create buildings. I will show you how to do this. And again, you can see building yes is the tag. And buildings, sometimes buildings may be very close to each other, but they don't touch. So please don't create buildings that have some same nodes. And most buildings are rectangular. So I will show you this. And yeah, this is probably for now. Please wait. Oh, I can see that some of you probably already selected some tasks, but please wait for me. I will show you how to map. So I can take maybe this area. I can take by mouse. I can select, or you can select automatically. So map selected task. It is important to check. We are doing here in down types of mapping is building, imagery, Maxar Premium, and my editor for now it's ID editor, not JOSM. So the first one, so map selected task. And after this step, I can see area that I will map. We can see, we have buildings there. So this is really very nice building here in the middle, in the center. And now I click on the area button. After this, I will create the nodes. First, second, third, fourth. So still I use a left click in the mouse, and in the last point I use right click. No, sorry. I need to click 2 times. Yeah. So this is my building now. But I need to add that it is building. Now it's object without tag. So now I select it and I click here on the left to area, and it automatically offered building. Okay, so, and that's all. I don't need add any other information. So in case you create map home in Zagreb, in Jyväskylä, in Zilina, in Valencia, of course you can select if it's house or garage or apartment or hut, but here in this case it's not necessary. Even it is not necessary to write their number of levels or height or address. Yeah, for now it is enough. Building, yes. You can see it is not in how to say right angles. So when I click by right, I can make this that it will be rectangular, or you can see it. You can use a shortcut Q, and now it's a little bit better. And now I can continue. So I continue with this building. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2 times in the last building I try to put it rectangular, and this way that's all. Yeah, so we create buildings this way. Sometimes you click only into the node. So in this case you are not able to define that it is building. You need to click on the line, and then you can select in building. It is important to work only inside of these borders. You can see this is your area. Yes, maybe you can ask, and what now? This building, it is partly in my area and another part is not in my area. So maybe what is more than half in your area, please create this building, and in case it's not more than half in your area, don't create. So here I can free create this building. Additionally, you can see we have fences here, but we don't map fences today. And yeah, we can see some, like this is not street, but you can see some footpaths, yes. So we don't need to map it today. For us, our task is to map the buildings. So now, do you have any question about this? I hope there is Maros from Zilina. He has some experience from mapping, so you can ask him for help directly in Valencia. And very important information, you can see I created already 4 buildings. You can see number 4 here, and it is how I can upload my data that I created. So I can, after you find all buildings here, you can upload, or after you have 20 buildings, you can upload. So I will upload these buildings to OpenStreetMap server. We have some hashtags. We have a hashtag, for example, SmartSoc. So on the end or tomorrow, I will prepare statistic. What is number of new buildings created? And yes, here we have checkbox. I would like someone to review my edits, but here in missing maps Mapathons, automatically some validation will come. And here we have upload. Maybe you can find additional some warnings here. In this case, you can ask me or you can ask Maros for help. But usually I press this upload. So it is uploading changes to OpenStreetMap. And after uploading, I can continue in my work. Or as I will show soon, I will add new building. I will upload this building. And after you completed your task in this area, please use this yes, and then submit. Sometimes there could be clouds, so you are not able to recognize if you have some buildings there, so please use this imagery is bad. Or in case you think there are some buildings, but you don't know how to map, you can create some buildings and then you select no and submit task. So this is my case. Now I will leave to show you how to continue no. So I need later come back to this area, submit. And I am back here. Oh, nice. I can see a lot of locked areas here. And here I can click again, map task, and it will select automatically another one. And I can continue in creating buildings. It can happen that we will finish all buildings here. So then we can continue with another project. So don't worry. We can find another project and we can map until approximately 5 p.m. if you like. And now, in case you have no specific question for this mapping, Lutz, please, you can start your introduction to this area.
Yeah, Peter, thank you very much. Can you switch off your microphone, please? I'm fascinated about the technical. Yeah.
Can you hear me? There is a question here in Valencia.
Okay.
Okay.
I get lost in the map. Where can I see what is my square that I selected?
If you zoom out, you can see your square.
Or simply press. Maybe if you can see this, so press no, that it is not finished, completed, and submit, and then you can take another task.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Lutz, please.
Okay. I just said I'm fascinated about the the possibilities. Okay. I just want to give you some background information on the Democratic Republic of Congo. And when I was in Valencia last time in April, I discussed with Peter what region could you choose for this lesson. And of course, I proposed the Democratic Republic of Congo. I have been there twice in my life already. I don't know whether you have any idea about this country. It's the second biggest country in Africa. It is about 6 times as big as Germany. And it has a very, very sad history. until 1997, it was called Zaire. So some of you could be, they learned in school that is Zaire, this is a country. But from 1997 on, it was, or it is, the Democratic Republic of Congo. And I think it is interesting to know that there are two Congos in Africa. It is the so-called Brazzaville Congo. This is the Republic of Congo, which is north of the Congo River. And the other is the Democratic Republic of Congo. So Congo is the river which is going from the very east of Africa to the west. And if you go to the west and you look to the map, you will see Matardi. Matardi is the only port, the only harbor of the country. So all goods coming into the Democratic Republic, DRC, must go to Matardi, and then it goes east to this huge country. So the region you're working on, it is the very west of Congo, and this west of Congo, but also the east has, again, I have to add this from the history, because some of you know that Leopold II was a Belgian emperor who was a criminal. So to him, Congo belonged from 1877 for about 25-30 years. So he killed people, he made slavery, and he exported, first of all, caoutchouc and wood. So with this history, Congo is a very unstable country. Politically, it's, well, more a bad country than a good country. No democracy, a lot of corruption, and so on. And because of this, and I'm coming to the second part of my short presentation, because of that, in Coburg, that's a German town in Bavaria, there is a non-profit organization. It's called Coburger Initiative for Doctors in Congo. And why Coburg? Because this Leopold II, he came out of the house of Coburg, and a very good friend of mine, they saw a certain responsibility because of these crimes in the 19th century. And this was the reason why they created this Coburger Initiative for helping doctors in Congo. So the Kangu is, let's say, a provincial town. It's a place where the bishop of Kangu has his palace. And it is, I think, interesting that most of the educational system in Congo is run by the Catholic Church. In Congo, you find a Catholic university, Kasavubu. It's called Kasavubu University. That's a former president. I hope that I can go there for 2 weeks this or next year. I'm invited, but Corona stopped me, unfortunately. So let's come to the hospital. The hospital, perhaps to go from Kinshasa to Kangu, it's about 500 kilometers. You need about 8 to 10 hours because of the condition of the streets. From Kangu to go to the hospital we are looking for, it's another 2 hours ride by car, and it's very difficult, and it's really in the middle of nowhere. It's a village, and this village, let's say, the village surrounds the hospital. But I wonder whether you have an idea what an African hospital means. These are huts. They have nothing. If you could see the beds, if you could see the operation halls, I think you would be upset. And this is why, of course, there are several approaches to help the people. First of all, you must know that one hospital with 5 doctors, they support 120,000 people around the hospital. The water situation is very bad, and the whole energy is very bad. Pharmacy is very bad. And of course, it is necessary to educate the doctors for the children, for the elder people, and so on. And this is why this initiative helps the doctors to have a better education in Europe. I say not only in Germany, because the language is French. And of course, a lot of doctors, they prefer to continue their education in France. But also in Germany, we have a lot of doctors around Coburg who are educated there. Let's come back to the hospital. For the hospital, it is, I mentioned it already, it is necessary to have a good water supply. And what they are just doing now, they are looking for a better energy. Solar energy is just well installed there, but for this you need money, and this is the task of this initiative, to find money to finance what is going on in this hospital. And beside the hospital, and now we come also to your task, there is a center for promotion of health. This is a center for young people to help them to have a job. And they are publishing, for example, books for doctors and for nurses. For nurses, because if you have no doctors, you need more nurses. And the nurses, they need a good education. But for the education, they need books, and they need, of course, teachers. And this is why this Center for the Promotion of Health is printing books for the education of nurses, and sometimes, of course, for the doctors as well, for junior doctors. And if you want, you can give money for this. And just to buy those books, that's what I did. For example, I collected 60 bicycles. I think I talked about this last week in Valencia already. I collected 60 bicycles from hospitals. We got 150 beds, European beds, to improve the situation in the hospital. And from the bicycles, the young guys, they produced bicycles to transport ill people in the woods, because there are no roads. They have the footpaths, and to transport the people from their home to the hospital, it is very difficult. And this is why we support this. Let me end with the surrounding of the hospital. I remember when I was there the last time, from the room where I slept, I had to go about 25 minutes walking or by car. By car it is quite difficult to reach. You come to this hospital, and of course, if you have seen it, you are extremely impressed. And around this hospital, as I mentioned, there is almost nothing. And so I think it is a good thing, Peter, that you started this project, and I thank you very much to choose Kangoo as well as an example to build houses, because the houses, they need them. And the Doctors Without Borders, of course, they need for them. They must sleep anywhere. They need it to store medicine and other things. And I think this is a good example, and I'm looking forward to be informed about the results from the second and the third step. And Peter, I will give you a contact person in this promotion center. His name is Roger, and perhaps you can develop this program later. Thank you very much for your attention. And if you have any questions, please ask them.
Thank you, Lutz. Do you have any questions here in Valencia? No. Very good explanation. Did you hear?
No?
Good. Very good explanation.
Okay. Thank you.
I know that you are very involved in these things.
Really like how the just finish this one and show.
So one student here in Zilina, she found area where was only forest, no buildings. So in this case, you can press yes and write comment like there are no buildings or without buildings or only forest, and you can submit this task and you can continue to another one. Yes, so I said we can have two different editors here. So this is online editor in the web. This is for beginners. And at our university, at our faculty, we have a group of students, and we already 4 years we organize own Mapathons. So, for example, here in Missing Maps web page, it is possible to go to events and current events. This event is for our project, so I didn't put it to the list, but you can see that today, same day, from 5 p.m. in London, there is a Missing Maps London mid-month Mapathon. Tomorrow, Schweizerische Rotes Kreuz, Zürich Mapathon. Again, in June, London Mapathon, or Tour de France Mapathon on a Thursday, or another Mapathon somewhere in United Kingdom. Yeah, so you still can go to this page and you can map together with people. Of course, before COVID-19, it was usual that people met in some room in institution, 20 people, 40 people, it depends on the room. For example, Czech Republic and Slovakia, we have a lot of Mapathons each month. We have at least 2 or 3. And before COVID, it was usual to work together personally. After COVID, we introduced online Mapathons. And now we continue with Mapathons and we do it hybrid. So like now, we have students in Valencia in the room, we have students in Zilina in the room, and we are connected via some bridge, online bridge. And for example, in June the 2nd in Zilina, in the Red Cross building, we have Mapathon with personal participation, and we will offer a link to other people to connect, to join us online. And additionally, I showed the OpenStreetMap. And for OpenStreetMap to know how to create data, it could be interesting to go to web page wiki openstreetmap.org. So here in this web page, in this wiki openstreetmap.org, you can see some information, but in different languages, not only in English. So it starts from Afrikaans, and I'm sure you can find your language. Here is for beginners, how to start using, how to use, then how to contribute. And even you can be a software developer that is developing some tools to download data, to share data, to use data in your web apps or web maps. And here we have another list of upcoming events. So for example, it is written in Czech language. On Thursday in Olomouc in Czech Republic, there will be a Mapathon, or United Nations for Libya Mapathon this week. So really a lot of activities in this community of mappers, community that creates these free maps. And you remember then when you go to editor, you can see JOSM here. So I have this JOSM, so just give you idea how it works there. So you can continue in your work, and sometimes you can have a look in what I am sharing with you. So I will start this JOSM. So this JOSM or JOSM, it was developed in Germany, so it is Java OpenStreetMap editor. And here in this web page, it is possible to download this JOSM. And okay, I'm waiting now for updating my system. So this is a welcome page, and probably I will switch to English for now. So I change my language. It will be easier for you. So I restart it to show you JOSM. And it will be in English and how it works. Yeah. So I need to start my JOSM. Missing plugin. Okay. So it restarts again. What is important? You need to create connections, connection between your JOSM and your account in OpenStreetMap. And I already have this connection created. So it is somewhere here, OSM server in preferences, but I don't think you have time to follow these instructions, how to connect the JOSM. I just would like to show you how I will work. So I am back in the in this project, Missing Maps, Kangoo. And now I will not select the ID editor. So you are using ID editor. I will select this JOSM now and map a task, and it opens this task here in my JOSM. So it is very similar as you have in your web editor. And again, I click on some tool and I create the building. So it is very similar. And then I need to add this tag, as I said, building, yes. And very similar way, I can create other buildings. Yes, I can use shortcut to make angles correct, and I add tag again. But in this JOSM, I can use some special plugins. So for example, I have a plugin like this. This is for drawing buildings. So when I use this plugin, I am more effective. You see, I can do it like this. Now I have selected another building, so it creates this parallelly with this. I need unselect from this building. Now no other building is selected. I use again this plugin, and you see it's more effective. It's faster for me to create any building here. So this is one possible plugin that make it easier to work, and I can show you. I hope I will remember how it works. Yes, more tools. Tools. Okay. This is this for. Yeah, maybe it's important to say that in Africa or other countries you can have even circle buildings, but in this area we have no circles as buildings. So I will try to start some another way to create. So it means I create one side, another side of building, then I continue to another building. And then I can continue to another building. So still I create only two sides of building, and now probably I will find the way. I forgot this. I forgot how to use. Yeah. So next weeks, in 2 weeks, I will have another Mapathon, and I will use this smart again. But today I forgot how to do this. Okay, so for now it's all, and we can continue in our work. So I will finish this task using this JOSM, and then I will go back to ID editor. And please let me know that in case you are not able to find any free area in this project when we will finish it. Or I can just upload buildings that I have already here, and I can come back to this is area that we map. I can put out boundaries and data. So we are mapping here in this area. Okay, I will upload my data that I created. And I will go back to, so it is not finished. I have a lot of another buildings there, so I submit. And what I can see, I can go to contributions, for example, and you see this is number of participants. So here you can find probably your username, and you can see mostly you are beginners, so level 0, and you can see that some people, they already finished 6 tasks, and this is number of finished tasks, and we can see some statistics. So for now, 1/3 of this area is locked because you are working there, and we mapped already 2/3. So 62% of this area is already mapped. It looks like this. Yeah, so probably we soon finish this task. It is not possible to see results immediately. Probably we can see result of our mapping after 4 or 5 hours. It is uploaded. Yeah, maybe I can say something about the background of this web map. We upload our data, and this data, as you can see in your editor, these data are vector data. These data are uploaded to the server, and then when you are calling or you are requesting the map, you are requesting tiles. So here we can see tiles. I'm not sure if it's a PNG or JPEG, but we can see these tiles, and it takes some minutes or hours to create new tiles with new data. So maybe I can do some example, some proof. I can use exporting. I can export data. So I can select area for export, probably this one. I can export this data. I press this button, export, and it will download the file. I can check in my downloads if I have some map already here. You have some restrictions, of course, some maximum number of objects and like this. Yes, so now I have this data, and you can see in the tiles, these tiles are empty because they need to be updated, these tiles. But in our data, we already have a few houses. And in this data, you can see that we are in a place, a village. I will make it like this. So we are in area, a tag for this is place, a village, name is Kangu, and you created some building, so I can look for tag building. And yes, here we can see we have the first building, user hello Hebbles with this user ID, and you can see the first and last node are the same, and tag is building yes. And this way we create other buildings. So I can look for buildings created by me, for example, Marton, UD. So this is building created by me, and you know probably XML, it starts with, in our case, this is way, and this way has unique ID and additional information, and then we have a list of nodes that create this way, and here is end of this information. So here it starts, and here is end of this way, and then we have a following created by Maros Gorni, for example. And of course, we can see what is this point. I can look for ID of this point to know more information. So I go up, and you see this point, first point of my building has this latitude and longitude, so coordinates. The first one, it is in the west, west longitude, western half of the Earth, you know, near Valencia, is 0 meridian, and on the left then we use minus. This is the west, and it is 12 or near 13 degree above the equator. Yes, so here we have coordinates in WGS 84 coordinate system.
You can tell. Me? Okay. It's like the area is already full, I think. If you can check it.
I'm sorry, is it question to me?
Yeah, like the area is already full. We have probably done.
Okay, so
check it.
Yes, I can check.
Okay.
Okay, I can check the project. So I go back to the task manager. Yes, so I go to projects. This is the number of our project. This is the number. I am looking
So
you can see, for example, here, this is our project, and we can see we have 30 contributors, and we have these different colors here. And this is black, so it is mostly finished. You are right. So I try to press contribute, and in case I press contribute, yes, you see that some tasks are finished and some are locked. Okay, so now I can show you how to continue in another project. So I go to explore projects, and I can use some filters. So I will tell you number of new project. So I use the small filters, and because we are beginners, so I prefer to map only buildings. Yes, so buildings, and probably we can try to find Médecins Sans Frontières, so Doctors Without Borders, like this, and location, any location. So buildings for Médecins Sans Frontières apply, and we can see list of different projects. And for example, this one in Nigeria, this is for intermediate members. Okay, so we need something for beginners. We will not do intermediate. Beginner. Here we can see in Chad. So I will write the number 12380. So we can continue with this 12380. This project. And you can put it here to this search project, or you can click directly on it, and you can open this task. You see it is somewhere here in the chat, and you can contribute. Yes, we need to read instructions. So you see a lot of empty and white squares, areas to map. Again, we use Maxar Premium Imagery. So this is very important. Here is something that sometimes could be moved, the map and building, but we will not solve it now. Validators will do it because you are first time mapping. So we will do buildings. Yeah, maybe they are sometimes not easy to spot. So we will see in the data. And same instructions in ID editor, just create a building. And because we are beginners, we don't need to add residential areas, roads, or something other. But you can see these hashtags here. In our previous project, there we had automatically some hashtags. So I will show you in my first task how to add a hashtag after you finished mapping. So this is my first area, and you can see some buildings like circles here. So it's time to show you how to create a circle building. It's easy. So again, I take area, but I will make only 3 nodes. And then I use this first option from pop-up menu, and it's circle. Yeah. And for example, if you think that the size is the same, you can use Ctrl+C, and yeah, you can copy and move. But now I have 3 objects without tag. Additionally, I need to select this is the building. Yeah. So please feel free, continue in this project. The project name is 12380. And then after 30 minutes, we can make some evaluation, and I can try to see statistics about mapping task. Yeah. And I said in previous task, sometimes we can use Bing. It means here you can use different imageries. Yes, so when you go to this right side, you can open another imagery. For example, we can try a Bing aerial imagery, and we can compare. Yes, so this is a little bit difficult to see here, Bing. So I switch back to Maxar Premium imagery. And I wanted to show you hashtag. So I will upload data now. And when uploading data, I have area with hashtag here, like this. So I can write this hashtag SmartSoc. Okay? And we will use, and this will make like a footprint to OpenStreetMap that this was created in the frame of our project. And then I can upload my data. Don't worry, your footprints are there because you have your own unique ID. So from now it will be possible to find what you mapped already.
Really?
Yeah.
Don't make the same error as I did. So don't use line, but use area to create. And I can see it is really not so easy here in Chad. In a previous project, it was a little bit easier.
If you have a the same
Yeah, maybe now it's time to introduce students that are here in Zilina. Yes, some students are online, but I have some here in my room. See some students, Anna Maria, David, and Yulin. And in case you are not sure, is it building or not, it's still better to create this building, and validator, he or she can delete it later. Yes, please use SmartSoc hashtag. Additionally, earlier there was another like Erasmus hashtag, but important, or there was Unisa hashtag, but please use at least this hashtag SmartSoc when you upload your data.
Alcun comentario?
Yes.
For example, here you can see this almost empty area. I have only buildings here. I will add For each couple, I put this hashtag here. Yeah, here it is really empty area. It can happen. Yeah, that it is empty. How is another way to help? I will switch on. So another way to help is to use Swapify. I'm not sure. No, this is not. Swap OSM. Maybe this swapping. There is a app for smartphones, Swap. And I forgot the name. Okay, when I will find what is the name, I will share video. So I continue with mapping. So this is empty. You can see this is empty. So I put yes, this is completely, and I can write like empty area, no buildings, comment. So now your microphone is switched off in Valencia. In case you need to ask, don't forget switch on your microphone.
Yeah, sure.
I can see that here are some buildings already, but some mapper, he was not sure how to map these round buildings, so I can continue in his or her work. Okay, so this is more yes, yes. Okay, maybe this will be my last task or area, and then we can make some summary after I finish this area.
Peter.
Yes.
Chat.
Thank you very much. So MapSwipe is the application I wanted to mention. So for example, you can find description in Wiki OpenStreetMap. MapSwipe, you can install it to your smartphone. And yeah, here in Google Store, it is, for example, like this, MapSwipe. And what are you doing here? You are selecting imagery, where you can see some building and what is empty. So this is like pre-processing. Humanitarian organizations can't help people if they can't find them. Yeah, so this is why we need a map. And in MapSwipe, it is developed in collaboration with Missing Maps project. Users choose a crisis-prone part of the world they want to help. So first you select your area where you would like to work, and then you will see different images, and simply you select using your finger and you say, here is a building, here is no building, and then you continue and you swap. So this is very easy participation and very easy help for this. So here we have Emeshe. She arrived.
Hello. So how it looks like?
Yeah, it looks very good. We already finished one project. So when we go to original project that was prepared for our Mapathon, this number. Okay, I will finish this task. Hashtag smart. When I go to the projects, and our project was this one, you see this bar, it is mostly gray or black, so with 30 contributors. And when I go to contribute, so last 3 contributors active here, other segments and areas are already finished. And we have some participants like Pavel Adamik, he finished 7 areas, and other participants, so 30 participants together. And now we continue in another project because we still have some time. So we continue in this project in chat.
So Lutz will be satisfied, yes?
Yes, yes. And then in 5 minutes, I will make some evaluation what we did today.
Okay, I'm continuing.
Yes. Now you can see that I forgot to give a tag of this. Of course, sometimes we can use some artificial intelligence. We can use some algorithms to recognize what is building and what is not building. Some colleagues in community that they try to develop something that will make it easier to create maps, but still the method or way how we create maps is by hand. So I will have a look on my task and probably maybe these square buildings, and then I will make some summary for you what we did today. What is maybe approximately the number of buildings we created together. I still have some buildings to add. Simply upload my 40 buildings in this area. I will mark this like it's not okay, and now how to evaluate? There are some OpenStreetMap statistics. And for example, we can use these statistics. You can see that in 2005, almost 0 objects was there. Now we have number of users uploading GPX files or users editing nodes per week. So in 1 week, approximately, we have 20,000 users in OpenStreetMaps. But I don't know these maps, statistics. I need these statistics. And yeah, here you can see what are trends. So Germany has 88 contributors in last time, and what cities where we have the highest number. And for example, you can see that mostly buildings are added here. And frame of missing maps, for example. And yes, here we have a SmartSoc. 125 change sets. So at least now we are in the current statistics of OpenStreetMap. Nice. But here we can continue to another statistics result map. I can put it to my file. So this is address that I will use, and I will use this third one, statistic. So again, I can put this address. No, this one. Okay, so this one, let me try. Yes, so this is another one. I can put it to our chat. Maybe somebody will be interested in. And in the evening, you can check in the evening using this link and using our hashtag. You will be able to see statistics. But even now, I can try. So SmartSoc. And for now, yes, so this is our statistic because we are in two different countries. Oh, yes, some people, they create one object in Libya. So we have here Democratic Republic of Congo in Chad. In Democratic Republic of Congo, we have 160 change sets. And we have buildings. Oh, this is interesting. 3,000 buildings. I didn't expect this, that we created 3,000 buildings. This is, I have to check it because it is unbelievable that we were able to do this. Yeah, but sometimes in big Mapathons it can happen. And when we zoom to our place, what we created, you can see change sets here. So these are, we have buildings already there. Yes, so I can go to normal OpenStreetMap because you can see it was uploaded already. So I go to normal, and first I do the print screen without buildings, yes, because it is important to compare. First without buildings. Let me say that it is, I will save it to SmartSoc project, to the workshop, Kangoo Mapathon. So this is Kangoo before. And now I can upload the data. But probably it is visible only in this statistic because here in the normal, for normal users, I can upload, but after uploading, I am not able to see these new buildings. Okay, so it is not possible to see directly here, but when we go back to statistic, you can see all these buildings are here. So thank you very much for your contribution. So now I can really believe that it was about 3,500 buildings created here in this area during our Mapathon. So thank you very much. Thank you very much. And this is our statistic. In the evening, I will have a look again. And on Thursday or in our closing ceremony, I will show this map again, how it looks really. So thank you very much. for this afternoon. And yeah, have a nice day in Valencia. In Zilina it is raining. It's a little bit cold. So our farmers, they are happy. They have water.
Well, thank you, Peter.